Iliane here with Long Ride Home. We have been for a while wanting to start a little bit of a video blog, so I thought it's a really pretty winter day. You can see on my nose how cold it is, because the colder it gets, the redder it gets. But it's such a pretty day today. I'm here on Mr. Concordongs, riding through Germany's countryside. And as part of our vlog, I just wanted to start talking about, for this first episode, the question about if riding is still taught in a, let's say, manner that fits today's population demographic, etc. And just as disclaimer up front, obviously I can only talk about what I see right in front of my door, or what we see when we are out teaching in other places. But to cut to the chase, the short answer is simply no. Riding is not quite taught anymore from what we see, that it, in a way that it would serve today's enthusiastic riders. Because when we think about where it came from, it was originally the working horse and the military horse, and when we look at the old masters wrote their books for a population that effectively grew up on horseback. They used the horse to go from A to B. So the horses, the riders that then came into riding schools were riders that had a much better understanding for the animal, for the movement they're going to have to deal with, and they were then formed to become educated riders. Was that for the military or for other purposes? But that's just not, luckily, the world we're living in anymore. We today have the luxury of doing this as our hobby, and it's supposed, at least most of us, and it's supposed to be fun. And the ones that do this professionally hopefully have even more fun, because it's such a fantastic opportunity to be able to do this as you're living. And what comes with it is that the average person that comes through our door today is just a very different level of, let's say, athlete, for lack of better words, and also a person that has much less understanding of the animal they are intending to interact with, because we have not grown up anymore with horses in our backyard or our front porch, and we're not using them to go from A to B anymore. So if we then look at what the masters tell us to teach these people, well, that's just quite a few steps too far ahead. And then what we see fairly frequently is that people get put on more or less prepared, more or less supple and through school horses, where they then learn to kick and pull, but they're not actually, they quickly lose joy, because it's supposed to be fun, right? And if we're riding round after round in the arena and we have a riding teacher yell at us, but not explain, not say, why are we doing this exercise, or why is it so important that you use this, or what's the plan, how are we coming from A to Z, and what is your Z, where do you, rider, want to go? Because everything is okay, right? It's absolutely okay to be the happy hacker. It's okay to have as your goal that you want to be able to do a long distance ride, and it's also okay if your goal is that you want to compete at a high level in whichever discipline. It's all good. We need to figure out what is it that we want to do, and then we need to have a plan. How do we get there? How can I start from zero? What type of horse, what type of mentor, what type of tribe do I need? Because this is so important. This was never intended to be sort of a, let's say, a non-team sport, right? Just me and my horse, and nobody else has anything else to do with us. It just doesn't work like that. It was supposed to be a big production with many people involved in in the training of the horse, in the helping of the horse. What we are really fortunate is Rupert and I come from slightly different backgrounds and we enjoy slightly different things, but that means we can team up. And if I feel that the maybe my horse needs a bit more in-hand work for this or that, well, the in-hand work is so fantastic and it's not my most favorite thing to do, so I can have Rupert do it. So it's super important. That doesn't mean that I shouldn't know how to do it, but it's just not my most favorite activity. But what I'm trying to say with that is the important thing is that you have a team, a tribe that helps you out, that looks at what is it that's working and what's not working. And that's currently in most of the situations that we see just not given anymore. And then to scare people into, oh yeah, but you have to jump that fence, it's just silly. It just makes people scared. And if I have older and older people coming to start nowadays, I can't expect that it's okay to make them fall off the horse X times. It's not okay with kids either, but the kids that really want to ride probably will stick with it. That's probably also why we lose so many kids, and probably some of the ones that would be the kindest and nicest with the horses. But so anyway, I feel rather strongly that the system has to change. I think very much that we have to look at it much more from a point where we really evaluate, why are we doing it? Is it joyful to us? And how, especially if you're looking at this as a trainer, how do my students feel while I'm working with them? Are they worried? Do I take their worry serious, and do I help them not to be worried? Or do I say, well, you just have to go get over yourself and do it anyway? That's not the right approach, but that's unfortunately still what we see an awful lot here. And then it's not explained why an approach is taken or not. It's just sort of assumed that the person goes with it. So we feel at Long Ride Home that this approach has to change. We need to much more work tribally. We need to team up around our horses. If we all have a private horse with, 5 friends have 5 horses, get together and help each other. And study together what you learned in the riding lessons together, and really learn what works, what doesn't work, and how can I make that joyful for everybody. So I'm now at the end of the track. I am very close to my canter stretch. Conky deserves a good canter. We believe in be your horse's entertainer. So we're wandering up a hill where we have a safe track, despite the fact that it's frosty out. And let us know in the comments how you feel about this. Are people served well? Are they not served so well? Do you maybe have a place where it's just absolutely perfect and want to share that place with us? Let us know, because there's always people looking for places to go to find the right schoolmasters, etc., etc. And then tune in soon again. We will try to put the next vlog out in the next few days, and there's lots of subjects that we want to touch. For example, finding the right trainer, finding the right schoolmaster, etc., etc. So join us again. If you are watching this on Facebook or YouTube, check out our website, longridehome.com. That's longridehome.com. There's lots of modules and workshops on there about horse training, but also self-development and self-care for horsey people. And if you haven't checked out our Facebook yet, go there. It's facebook.com/longridehome.lrh, and we hope to see you soon again. And with that, I'm gonna put the view back between the ears, and after this turn we can start going. All right, Conkedongs, ready?